Mathematics is the queen of sciences. There is mathematics everywhere in nature. Show a place, a thing, matter, energy, force, etc. The sun goes around the universe in a precise orbit. The electrons go around the nucleus of an atom in precise orbits. There is an order in all this. Wherever there is an order or rhythm, there is mathematics. Mathematics is in light and mathematics is in sound. Mathematics is in order and also in disorder. The chaos theory is an example of mathematics in disorder. Mathematics is in the predictable and also in random. The shape of a flower, leaves, fruits, almost everything can be expressed as ideas in mathematics. They say that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Yes, it is so. But a thing or music set to the golden standard or the golden ratio is universally appealing. Cicada experiences lesser predator attacks. In short, we can say that mathematics is the language of nature. And verily yes, mathematics is the language of nature and the universe.
Often when we think about math, we think about the textbooks and the proven formulas which ancient left for us. But what doesn't it comes to our mind that is math still being figured out? Every day something new is discovered. A new digit of pi's or formulas are discovered to send probes to moon or even Mars. In short, our universe is expanding day by day, every moment. This is known as the amazement of infinite depth. There are many things that makes the world go around, but the truth to say that the one of the thing is mathematics. Good afternoon one and all present here. My name is Akshara Negi and I am from class 8E. I welcome you all to the maths exhibition. These projects are not created by famous mathematicians. These projects are created by our own talented artists of our school. In today's math exhibition, you will be able to find math all around us. As we discover more and more about our environment and surroundings, we will see that our nature can be described mathematically too. The beauty of a flower, majesty of a tree, or even on the rocks on which we walk can exhibit the nature sense of symmetry.
My name is Nand Kishore and today I am going to present different kinds of patterns found in natural world. Patterns are visible regular forms found in natural world. The patterns can be modeled mathematically and they include fractals, spirals, meanders, waves, foams, tessellation, Fibonacci, cracks and stripes. Fibonacci pattern. In these type of pattern, for example rows, pattern number 1 and 6 are drawn on the same imaginary line. Spots. Spots are found in animals, for example giraffe. Brown color spots are seen and they are like fingerprints of human, so that means no two giraffes have the same pattern of spots. Stripes. Stripes are found in animals, for example zebra. The coat of their hair is in the form of white unpigmented hair and black pigmented hair as stripes. Each zebra has a unique stripe. Woodlock. Patterns found in wood or plant material is due to longitudinal arrangement of its fiber. Spirals. Spirals are seen in shells which can be either as Archimedean spiral or as logarithmic spiral. Fractal. Fractal is a complex pattern which is formed by self-similar patterns across different scales in repeated manner, for example fern. God created animals. Don't act blindly, treat animals kindly. Let us fight for the rights of wildlife. Save animal. Thank you.
Good morning. Today, I, Arnav Fatwal of Class 6D, is going to present a project in symmetry in nature. Symmetry surrounds us. It is nature's art to create harmony and balance. Objects like leaves, flowers, insects, animals, foods are some examples of symmetrical images. But first, let's talk about what is symmetry. Symmetry is the state of having two equal halves that match each other exactly in same size, color, shape, etc. There are mainly two types of symmetry. One is reflective and another is rotational symmetry. Let's talk about reflectional symmetry. In reflectional symmetry, a line can be drawn to divide the shape into two equal halves so that each half is a reflection of the other. A ladybug, tiger, leaves, butterfly, a tree, cauliflower, and a bird would be a good example in symmetry in nature. And now let's talk about rotational symmetry. If it still looks same after some rotation of 360 degree, it means it is rotational symmetry. A flower and planet like Saturn would be a good example of symmetry in nature. Our natural and surrounding environment not only fulfills our requirement, but it is also a thing of great beauty. To preserve the earth for future generations, we need to reduce the amount of harm that the humans' activities are on environment and on the earth. So let's pledge to conserve it. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Do you know that population and pollution go side by side? I mean to say that if population increases, then pollution will also increase, and thus pollution is directly proportional to population. The concept of inverse proportion is applicable in natural resources and population. Population and natural resources are inversely related to each other. As if population increases, then natural resources will decrease.
My name is Zia and I am from class 6D. My project name is Effects of Population on Depleting Natural Resources. India is the second most populated country in the world after China. Recently, the population of India has crossed 1 billion mark. Between 1975 and 2010, population doubled to 1.2 billion, reaching the billion mark in 1978. India is projected to surpass China to become world's most populated country by 2024. It is expected that it will become most populated country with 1.5 billion people with 2030. India's population is equivalent to 17.7% of total world's population. Growing number of population results in degrading the environment, depleting natural resources, and cause water and air pollution. Water use in India is increased over past 50 years. Out of total annual fresh water withdrawals, the largest share goes to agriculture, 92%. Industrial use accounts for another 3% and domestic use 5%. Indian cities are among the most polluted in the world. Air in metropolitan cities are being polluted and pollutant considered safe by WHO. The main factors that amounts to poor urban air quality are growing industrialization and industrial vehicle pollution. The burning of fossil fuels and leaves many more to mainly suffer from respiratory damage, heart and lung disease. So in the end, I would like to say our planet Earth has a limited carrying capacity. Thank you and have a nice day.
Hello my dear friends and teachers. I am Parth Kumar Singh. This is my project about mathematical concept of rotational symmetry in windmill. But wait, first we need to understand what rotational symmetry is. It is a mathematical concept in symmetry. Any figure is said to possess rotational symmetry if it is rotated from its center and overlaps itself more than one time. But there is something more in this concept, that is order of rotational symmetry and angle of rotational symmetry. Order of rotational symmetry means the number of times an object overlaps itself, and angle of rotational symmetry means that if an object rotated from its starting point at a specific angle will overlap itself. This windmill has rotational symmetry of order 3 and its angle of rotational symmetry is 120 degrees. See, the starting point, I am rotating it at 120 degrees. The first overlap, I am again rotating it at 120 degrees. This is second, and again at 120 degree. This is third overlap. Now I will tell you more about windmill. A windmill is a large building which has blades on it. When wind blows, the blades rotate, which is attached to a motor which produces electricity. It is useful in producing electricity by wind. It is also saving our earth as we have been using fossil fuels which are needed to be burnt, which produces harmful gases. But in windmill, no such harmful gas is produced in it. So it is also saving our environment. Hope you like my project. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I Sonali Yadav of class 7th is going to present a model pie chart on composition of solid waste generated by household. First, let me tell you what is a pie chart. A pie chart is a circular statistical graphic which is divided into parts to illustrate numerical proportion. It is a type of pictorial representation. Through this pie chart, I have calculated how much waste does a household produces and how can we change this waste into useful products to save our environment. The following pie chart shows the types of waste in different compositions like paper 25%, plastic 21.7%, glass 10%, vegetable waste 35%, others like wood and metal includes 8.3%. The pink section shows paper waste produced by household is 25% or 90 degrees in terms of angle. Do not throw away that old papers or used papers. Turn it into a new paper by the process of recycling. Here you can see ball of newspaper has been converted into a new paper. In this way, we can save 25% of total waste by the process of recycling. Secondly, the green part indicates 21.7% of plastic waste is produced. People use plastic bags, bottles, etc. We should not throw away. We can reuse these bottles as storage bottles again and again. We can reduce the usage of plastic also. By this pie chart, I controlled 21.7% plastic waste to conserve the environment. Third yellow section tells about glass waste. As we can see on pie chart, it is found 10% at home. Sometimes a bit cracked glass is thrown. Rather, throwing it can be reused as a flower pot. I used this glass waste as a flower pot and saved 10% of nature. Fourth is very common vegetable waste. It executes a bit in our homes. This is a maximum percentage of wasted, either 35%. These waste can be used for composting. Let me show you. Making compost, first we will add grass at the bottom. Now we will add the vegetable waste we have. Now we will add some buttermilk, little bit. Now we will add some amount of mud, and now we will keep it close for in 3 to 4 days in sunlight. Now after that we'll mix it and then we will keep it for 15 days. You can see our compost is totally ready. Easy to make compost. Last shows others, which includes metals, wood, etc. Exist 8.3%. Waste should be recycled under the process of electronic recycling process. The main use of pie chart is to compare, and we can easily see when items are on the pie chart, we can easily see that which we need to control more to save environment and which is the most. With this pie chart, we are able to understand that how much percentage does our household waste produces and how much percentage we save our environment by the process of 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle. Thank you.
We all know how important reducing, reusing and recycling is for saving the environment. Let us now take a break and watch a video on how to make an eco-friendly diya stand.
Hello friends, I am Angel Bhagat, studying in 7th class. Today I am going to make a beautiful diya stand with waste materials.
Good morning one and all. I am Alina Jain of class 7th B. I am going to present my model on annual rainfall in India. Rainfall is the primary source of water. It is important in Indian economy, especially in agriculture industry. No rainfall leads to droughts in some parts of the country. A bar graph can be plotted horizontally or vertically. The primary feature of a bar graph is its length. If the length of the bar graph is more, the value is greater than any given data. It shows comparison between two sets of data of two different groups. It is my pleasure to present the annual rainfall bar graph of India based on rainfall received in past 6 years. The average rainfall is 300 to 650 millimeters. The given data shows the average of rainfall received in India from 2014 to 2020. We have noticed that the average rainfall is 600 millimeter in 2014, which after decreased 200 millimeter and 60 millimeter in 2015 and 2016 respectively. But it gradually increased and reached to 580 millimeters in 2017. Then in 2018 and 19, it reduced to 410 millimeters. As we all know, in 2020, we were stuck at home due to lockdown. This resulted in rainfall. It reached to 575 millimeter of rainfall. The causes of less rainfall is global warming. It is a phenomena of climate change by a general increase in temperature of Earth which modifies the weather balance and ecosystem for a long time. Increase in population is the second major reason for deforestation. The exploitation of forests has a major role in receiving less rainfall as trees help to regulate climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Trees play an important role in the water cycle as it adds moisture to the air which brings rain. Air pollution by the smoke of factories and emission of hot gases by vehicles reduce the speed of air around the Earth's surface. Slower winds causes less evaporation and formation of rain clouds is reduced. Greenhouse gases uses gases which increases precipitation over land but decreases over the ocean. At last, I would like to say that it is our duty to save the environment. There are some ways in which we can overcome the rainfall problem. Firstly, stop cutting trees and plant more and more trees. Secondly, we should reduce pollution as much as we can. Thank you.
What would happen if the bees disappeared from the surface of Earth? Man would not have more than 4 years to live. On this note, I, Yashasvi Singh from class 7th D, welcomes you all to my project, Nature in Mathematics. Honeycomb is a mass of hexagonal primestic wax cells built by honeybees in their nest to contain their larvae and store of honey and pollen grains. The beekeepers may remove the entire honeycomb to harvest the honey. The honeybees consume 8.4 lbs of honey to secrete 1 lb of wax, so it makes economical sense to return the wax to the hive after harvesting the honey. The structure of the comb may be left basically intact when honey is extracted from it by uncapping and spinning it in a centrifugal machine, the honey extractor. If the honeycomb is too worn, the wax can be reused in a number of ways, including sheets of comb foundation. With the hexagonal pattern, such foundations sheets allow the bees to build the comb with less efforts, and hexagon pattern of the worker size cell base discouraged the bees from building the larger drone cells. Fresh new comb is something sold and used intact as honeycomb, especially if the honey is being spread on bread rather than using it as for cooking or as a sweetener. Everyone knows about the bees. However, the bees have known what human mathematicians didn't know for thousands of years. A honeybee may be the collectest creator in the universe. Its body is beautifully patterned and can fly wherever it wants, spend time with flowers, produce the most delicious and incredible substance in the nature, honey, and most importantly, it's a great mathematician. The amount of knowledge they have of the world around them is comparable to graduating from the best schools of science and engineering. They show us that mathematics is a language of nature and science too. Now the question arises, why do honeybees make hexagon in their hives? Why not any other shape? The reason is, when honeybees make hexagons in their hives, the 6 sides shape fit together perfectly. In fact, we have actually never seen bees make any other shapes. Honeycombs are the best place where the bees can live and work. Hexagons are useful shapes. They can hold the queen bee's eggs and store the pollens and honey too. The worker bees race to the hive. When you think about it, making circle wouldn't work too well. It would leave gaps in the honeycomb. The worker bees could use triangles or square as well for storage. Those wouldn't leave gaps. But the hexagon is the strongest and the most useful shape. Don't just ask the bees. Humans have recently used maths to find out why hexagon makes the most sense. The geometry of the shape uses the least amount of material to hold the most of the weight. It takes the bees quite a bit of work to make the honeycomb. The wax comes from glands of the bees' bellies or the abdomens. Honeybees have to make and eat about 2 tablespoons of honey to make 1 ounce of wax. Then they can add this wax to the honeycomb as they build. A bee, a bee colony can produce 100 pounds of honeys. In some places, they can even produce 300 to 500 ounces. The structure is important to hold all the weight and protect the honey, especially during the winters, because the hexagon weight just same bees fix and energy. They can use the energy to do another really important work, like carrying pollens from flowers to flowers that grow new plants. Bees are really important. They make it possible for us to eat food. Honeybee is an amazing animal and is responsible for pollination. Having a study is useful hive team bees get a new job done. Not only for too long, some scientists wondered how exactly the bees build these hexagons. They found certain bees would start out making circles in the wax using their body as a tool. Scientists don't usually know why it happens, but the best seems to be using their body heat to melt the wax from a circle shape to a hexagon shape. Hexagon and honeycomb shapes are also useful for building things humans use too. The bridges, aeroplanes, and kiss. It gives material extra strength. After all, materials made with hexagon shapes can also handle a lot of force, and even if they are made out of a lighter material, they can't be used. We learned it from the bee. Hexagon applied to most everything you can build. So those are the reason why mathematicians think bees is one of the nature's greatest mathematician. Mathematics is the universal language, and when you look at it perfect honeycomb, you see at your shades of your language. Mathematics has made real by bees. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Aditya from class 8D presenting you a model on 3D Earth. As you all know, walking is good for our health. So today, I want to take you along with me on my 3D Earth. So, first understand what basically are 3D shapes. 3D shapes are solid figures that consist of 3 dimensions, length, breadth, and height. Some examples of 3D shapes are cube, cuboid, triangular face, and rectangular face.
Knock knock, did you observe anything? It is a door combination of hemisphere and cylinder. The simplest model for the shape of entire Earth is a sphere. It is only habitat for millions of species of plant and animals. For existence of this species Trees are necessary as they have furnished with two life essentials, food and oxygen. Also, can you see trees are in shape of cone? The conical shape of trees help to get snowfall quickly and to also get sunlight, which helps trees to adapt in the environment. Many objects around us came in 3D shapes while during or walking. Have you ever seen small rocks on the road? It is also a part of 3D shapes. These rocks are found in triangular prism, square pyramid, and many more. A pyramid is polyhedron made of triangles and rectangles or square. Here we should notice that air pollution is increasing day by day. We can control air pollution in several ways like by carpooling, riding a bicycle and many more. It is our responsibility to keep the roads clean. For this, we should throw garbage not on roads in dustbin. We must use dustbin which are in shape of cylinder with certain heights and diameter. There is a house in the shape of cuboid. The roof is connected to a pipe leading to a bowl in the shape of cylinder. Bowl gets filled up if there is a rain and the animals can easily drink water from it. There are various ways to protect the environment at home. Some of the ways are: first, conserve energy; second, save water; third, use eco-friendly products; fourth, use filtered water; fifth, start a compost pile; sixth, plant vegetables; seventh, recycle and reuse; eighth, pick up litter and throw it in dustbin; ninth, make homemade desserts; 10th, use cloth shopping bags. Thank you everyone.
God has created this beautiful earth and sent human beings to save it and protect it. But we have become the biggest reason to pollute this earth which we consider as our home. Hello everyone, I am Sapna Padar from 8A and today I am here to throw some lights on our footprint which leads to production of excess carbon dioxide to our environment, and so it is called as the carbon footprint. The major contributors to carbon footprints are food consumption, transportation, and household energy. In food, livestock is responsible for a significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions, and beef is one of the biggest contributors. 1 kg of beef has the same amount of emissions as driving your car about 160 miles. Processed foods have higher emissions than fresh food as it includes transportation, production in factories, and additional packaging. Consumption including clothing, footwear, household and personal goods all amount for a significant amount of an individual carbon footprint because these items all have associated emissions from gathering material, production and transport. Household energy. Home energy consumption is a major contributor as energy inefficient home waste significant amount of energy through poor insulation. Energy inefficient appliances drafts due to improper sealing and excess water use. A main contributor within the home is poor insulation as heat leaves the house quickly. For transportation, there are few mathematical calculation which states that how much carbon dioxide is produced by various fuel type and by various vehicles. Let's have a look on thin table. A small diesel car which has engine 1.4 liter produces 0.17 kg CO2 per kilometer. Medium car which has engine 1.4 to 2.1 liters produces 0.22 kg CO2 per kilometer. Large car produces 0.27 kg CO2 per kilometer. An average petrol car produces 0.20 kg CO2 per kilometer. A small diesel car which has engine less than 2 liters produces 0.12 kg CO2 per kilometer. Large car produces 0.14 kg CO2 per kilometer. An average diesel car produces 0.12 kg CO2 per kilometer. A triculated lorry diesel engine produces 2.68 kg CO2 per kilometer which has
0.35 liters fuel per kilometer. Rail produces 0.06 per person per kilometer. Air short haul produces 0.18 per person per kilometer. Air long haul produces 0.11 kg CO2 per kilometer. Shipping produces 0.01 per ton per kilometer. If we use grid electricity, it consumes 43 kg of CO2 per kWh. If we use natural gas, it consumes 3142 kg of CO2 per ton. If we use diesel, it consumes 2.68 kg of CO2 per liter. Like this, if we use petrol, it consumes 2.31 kg of CO2 per liter. If we use coal, it consumes 2490 kg of CO2 per ton. And if we use LPG, it consumes 1.51 kg of CO2 per liter. According to studies, it has been observed that in your footprint, one person produces 0.44 metric tons per year. The average footprint for people in India is 1.73 metric tons, and the worldwide target to combat climate change in 2 metric tons.
As we have understood the various things by which carbon dioxide is released, the question comes, how can we reduce it now?
So here are the 10 ways. So the first point is stop buying your water in plastic. Second, incorporate walking or biking to some of your regular short trip destination. Third, turn off lights and unplug device when you are not using them. Fourth, keep the tires on your car properly inflated and get regular turns up. Fifth, eat more food that is grown or made locally and less red meat. Sixth, use the cold water cycle for washing your clothes. 7. Set your thermostat to 78 in summer and 67 in winter. 8. Drive efficiently. And 9. Keep stuff out of the landfill. Last but not the least, use alternative transportation.
Simple action really adds up when everyone joins in. Deciding to take action, that means you want to take care of this place we call home, making earth green today and many years to come. Thank you. I hope you like it. Have a nice day.
Music is the language to the soul. Let us now enjoy a song appreciating Mother Nature.
धन्यवाद 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 प्रकृति माँ, धन्यवाद 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 प्रकृति माँ। तेरे गुण को लिख सकें, तेरे जैसा दिख सकें, तेरे गुण को लिख सकें, तेरे जैसा दिख सकें, ऐसी बात हम में है कहाँ। धन्यवाद 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 प्रकृति माँ।
तेरी गोद में पले युगों युगों से जिंदगी, देवता भी करते सदा तेरी ही बंदगी, देवता भी करते सदा तेरी ही बंदगी। प्यार तेरा बरस रहा, कोना कोना सरस रहा, जाती है नजर जहाँ जहाँ। धन्यवाद 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 प्रकृति माँ, धन्यवाद 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 प्रकृति माँ। हो 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 हो
an eventful and enthusiastic day it was. Now I would like to propose my heartfelt thanks to all the dignitaries, teachers, parents and audience who graced this special occasion. Today we had an opportunity to see different and creative projects. Last but not the least, a big thanks to each one of you who made our event memorable for all of us.